guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about how you can join the fight for our rights. I get emails all the time saying, how can I join the fight, and does my voice really make a difference? Well, first of all, yes, your voice does make a difference. We see the evidence of that in Illinois and Vermont. Both states had proposed assault weapons bans before their legislatures, and they were stopped cold by you through letter writing and phone calls. They never even went to the floor for a vote. Now we can do the exact same thing with the federal government. It's not a foregone conclusion that the Senate will pass the assault weapons ban or the magazine ban. It's going to be a fight for them, and we need to make it as difficult as we can. We can't give up. We can't write just one letter and think that our job is done. We have to keep the pressure up. But we can stop these bills in the Senate, and we can stop these bills in the House. They'll never make it to the desk of the president for his signature if we do our jobs. Now, what I want to do is outline a few things that you can do to join the fight that will make a difference. First of all, write your state and federal representatives. This is critical. This is the most powerful thing that we can do right now. Do it via email and do it via the old-fashioned way. Drop a letter in the mailbox. It has a lot of power. And also call them and leave messages. We can't just write one letter. We can't just make one phone call. We have to keep up this pressure. If we let the pressure ease at all, we increase the chances that they'll get these bills through the House and through the Senate, and we will live under a new assault weapons ban. So we need to be diligent in fighting this fight. So first of all, write those letters. I will put a link in the description below where you can go and put in your zip code and your name, and it will find your representatives for you at the federal level. You can type in your message and hit submit, and it will automatically send them and the President of the United States your message. Now, a lot of you guys, when I've posted this link in the past, couldn't find the link. The link is on YouTube. It's not on Facebook. Come to the YouTube page to view this video. Look in the description below, and you will find the link. You may have to click the Show More button, but that link only exists here on YouTube. Another thing that you can do is attend and organize rallies. We just had a big rally across the nation. The rallies were held on the steps of the state capitals all across the nation on the 19th. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the rally in my state of Indiana because I was traveling back from SHOT Show. But these rallies are going to be organized going forward. We have another one coming up on February 8th. I plan to be at my state capitol on February 8th, and you need to be there too. You need to get your friends to go. You need to get family members to go. We need to spread the word. In the video that I've seen in the news media, there's a few hundred people standing on the state Capitol steps. We need to get thousands and thousands of people out there. People, you need to take an active role. I don't care how cold it is outside. This is the time to fight. That image of us standing on those steps is powerful. The representatives, both the state and federal, do see that video, and it's important that they see us unified and standing out there. It is a powerful image to send to them, and it does help. So you need to attend these rallies, and if you can, help organize rallies. Write letters to your newspapers. The media is awash with leftist anti-gun drivel. We need to get our voices heard in the media as well. But you have to be very careful how you word your letters. Now, this is true of writing letters to your congressmen and to your senators, both at the federal level and at the state level. But you need to be very careful how you word these letters. Facts. Focus on the facts. Use proper grammar and punctuation. If you're unsure, have somebody proofread it for you. But get these letters out there and try to get them published. It does help. Keep a calm, cool head. Don't talk about revolution. Don't talk about killing people. That's ridiculous and irresponsible. We can win this fight in the state and federal legislatures. All we have to do is make our voices heard. We are the majority. So write those letters, carefully word them. When you're writing letters to your congressmen and to your senators and other representatives, keep those letters short and to the point. Again, no calls for violence, no threats, other than threaten them if they do this, if they pass another assault weapons ban. Remind them of 1994 and how they all lost their jobs. That's a valid threat, but don't go any further than that. Okay? We need to show that we're calm and rational. I know this is a highly emotional subject for everybody, including myself. But people, the only way we're going to win this is by winning over the hearts and minds, and also letting those representatives know that we're just regular Americans protecting our constitutional rights. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Another thing that you can do is support your local sheriff. Now, I want to talk more about the power of the sheriffs here in a few minutes, But go down and talk to your local sheriff, especially if you live in a rural area. There's a good chance that the sheriff is on your side, and the sheriff, believe it or not, is the ultimate law enforcement authority in the United States. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. And then, of course, social media. Use it to your advantage. You'll notice my Facebook page has around 30,000 likes. I post factual posts on my Facebook page. I link to news articles. I expose the gun grabbers for what they are through my posts. But you have to word them very carefully and share them. Come to my Facebook page, look at the posts that I make, and share them on your own walls. When you do that, everybody that you have as a friend will be able to see that post. We can spread the word through social media. We can show that we're calm, cool, collected, and we have the facts on our side, because we do have the facts on our side. Social media is a very powerful tool for spreading the word and winning people over to our side. There's a lot of people out there on the fence that simply don't understand what the federal government's trying to do. They're buying into the media's description of assault weapons, the mythical assault weapon, and they think, well, yeah, sure, maybe we don't need them. We need to explain to them why it's important that we maintain our rights and show that these mythical assault weapons aren't used in crime hardly ever, less than 1% of the time. We need to expose the gun grabbers for what they are, and we can do that through social media. Now let's talk more about the sheriffs and why it's important to support your local sheriff. Sheriff Mack goes around the country talking to law enforcement agencies and especially sheriff's departments and lets them know that, look, the sheriff is the most powerful law enforcement authority in the United States. The sheriff can stand up to the federal government and say, no, you're not enforcing that law in my county. There have been a number of sheriffs that have stepped forward and said just that. You're not enforcing that federal law in my county, in reference to talking about any future assault weapons bans or magazine bans. A couple of those sheriffs, there's one in Oregon, his name is Tim Mueller. He said no to the federal government. He will not enforce federal law in his county, and he forbids federal law enforcement authorities from enforcing such laws in his county. Another is in Kentucky. Sheriff Danny Payman has made a similar statement. And just today I read a news article that the Sheriff's Association of Utah, the entire state, all the sheriffs, have said that they will not allow the federal government to enforce any unconstitutional gun laws in the state of Utah. Support your sheriffs. Go and find out where they stand. If they stand with gun owners, support them. It's important that we get them on our side because they can say no to the federal government. States such as Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Tennessee, and Wyoming have introduced bills into their state legislatures that basically would nullify any federal laws, any federal gun laws, more restrictive than what the Second Amendment already allows for. If they pass an assault weapons ban, these states are trying to pass bills right now when we need to support them, but they're trying to pass bills right now that would stop the federal government from enforcing those unconstitutional laws within their state boundaries. So there's several things that we can do. We need to act at the federal level and we need to act at the state level. We can't just write one letter and make one phone call, people. It's important that we keep the pressure up until we're through this, and it could be as long as 4 years. This is a war for our rights, and it is a war of attrition. We have to keep it up. We have to keep the pressure up. Don't get lazy, because the minute we do, we'll lose our rights. If you guys have any questions on how you can take part in this fight, please come by our Facebook page and ask those questions there. I'll put a link down below to our Facebook page. And people, please keep up the pressure, stay in the fight, and thank you for standing with the rest of the gun owners in the United States. It's important, and we will prevail.